In a small pot, add your instant dry yeast. Then you want to add sugar. Then you want to add warm milk. Make sure it's lukewarm, not hot or cold, and mix everything together. Set it aside for 15 minutes. In a different bowl, add your egg, then add your milk, the rest of the milk that we have, sour cream, and then your puffed up dry yeast. So just mix everything together and make sure your yeast is activated. Then finally add butter and mix everything together. You want to make sure everything has incorporated and is completely mixed in. The mixture should look just like this. Next, into your stand mixer, add your plain flour, and you're gonna attach a dough hook and then pour your wet mixture into your dry mixture and mix on a low speed until everything is mixed in. You then want to slowly keep adding the wet mixture into your flour mixture and keep mixing, and this process will probably take around 5 to 10 minutes. If you're kneading this by hand, you will need to make sure you're ready for some work. Obviously in the KitchenAid it makes it much easier. So the dough should become nice and easy and very, very soft. So it'd be nice and sticky just like that. Next, add some flour onto your kitchen surface, place your dough, and you want to knead it just for a few more seconds with your hands. Add more flour on top, make sure it doesn't stick to you. So just roll it up and down, pressing from both sides, and it's very, very nice and soft dough, very easy to work with, and I absolutely love it. Very, very delicious. So once you've folded it in several times, it's ready to go and prove. So I've prepared a nice large bowl and I'm adding some olive oil inside. You can add any oil that you have. The reason for that is when the dough goes up, we want to make sure it's not stuck and it can rise. So just spread your oil around and then add your dough inside and then twist it around from both sides to make sure it's nice and oily. And we'll leave this to proof for about an hour and a half, depends on your house and how warm it is. So place it into a warm spot. Cut your onion into nice fine pieces and fry it in butter until it's nice and caramelized. At that point you want to add your pancetta. You can also use bacon, just make sure it's nice and chopped. Mix everything together and then cook it for a few minutes until the bacon is cooked. Lastly, you want to add your meat, and you can use beef or pork, it's completely up to you. And then mix everything together until it's nice and mixed. Add your salt and pepper, cook for further 10 minutes, mix everything together, and when it's done, take it off the heat. Take your dough, cut it in half using a cookie cutter, and then in half again, and we're going to pinch a little bit on top and roll out into a small ball. We're going to use our rolling pin and move it up and down until you get a nice shape like this. Then you want to add about 1 tablespoon of your filling inside and then pinch the dough from the top going around the edges and then all the sides until you have completely sealed your pirojok. You want to make sure it's quite tight so you don't have the filling coming out from anywhere and it's nice and sealed in there. Spray your baking sheet with some cooking oil and then add your piroshki on top. You want to line them up all together and then use some egg wash on each pirojok and make sure it's nice and coated evenly around. Then we're going to bake these for about 10 to 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit, or until they're nice and golden. You will be able to smell them, I promise you. Once your piroshki are done, they should be nice and golden, and it's best to eat them straight away from the oven while they're hot and delicious. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and you try these and let me know